Welcome back. The Utica Pioneers are your 2025 Empire 8 champions. I'm Justin Notar, alongside me, Jeremy Horowitz, and we were talking about how this was going to be a good game, but Utica completely took care of business.
An 89-76 win. At halftime, Pioneers were up by as much as 19. It had a bit of a feeling in that second half, Justin, that the SUNY Poly Wildcats were going to try to scratch and claw their way back, no pun intended. But ultimately, the Pioneers stick it out, a 13-point win and a back-to-back Empire 8 championship-winning Utica Pioneers men's basketball program.
A little bit of deja vu, one right on this floor just a year ago today. A big moment for them, second in a row, as you said, losing a couple of players from last year and still taking care of business a year later. We had a couple of guys step up, Dayon Thompson, Jordan Kane, Liam Teague, all with big games. And, Damian Call fouled out with 5 minutes to go, and they're only up 12.
Look at that.
On the court. A court rush. The herd is on the court. It is madness here at Amiga Court. It is absolute madness.
I think Jack was going to talk to Coach Coffey, and Jack is now standing in the corner right behind us. That is awesome. I mean, that's what you play for, right? That's what you live for. As a D3 athlete, obviously, at one day or another, it's going to be your last day playing the sport you love. Moments like this is why we still care at a D3 level, why we put so much effort into it for, being broadcasters or running things for the TV station. And as a player, this is exactly what you play for. You go through practice every day, you work out with Nate Fresdale at the Dome, just for moments like this. Congratulations to the men's basketball team. Congratulations to Coach Coffey. What a season, and it's honestly just getting started.
Job absolutely finished for them, but they won't stop here. They'll head into the NCAA tournament next week, well-deservingly so. Coached by Sean Coffey, this is not his first time winning the championship with this team, and this team has had, they went through a couple of rough stretches, and they finished the season on a 10-game win streak, winning the Empire 8 championship. What a great ending to a great year for them.
Yeah, Justin, you mentioned Jordan Kane. I thought he had a phenomenal game, especially in that first half. We were able to talk to him at halftime, before we went into the second half. I thought he had a phenomenal freshman campaign, and he was such a poised player for the Pioneers, really all season long. But today specifically, had so many big shots he hit, whether it's from the perimeter or a couple of nice spin moves that led him to fadeaways that hit the bottom of the net. And he had such a great game on the offensive side of the ball, too. I was really, really impressed with him this season.
Everybody 1 through 5 can guard anybody 1 through 5 on this team. And this team wants it. End of the bench, if you're not playing, they don't care. They want to be here. And that's the kind of mentality that winning teams have. And that's the kind of mentality that this Pioneers basketball team brings out every single day to practice. We talked about it before. It's a long season. And as you said, it all comes down for moments like this. This is why they play the game. This is why, you go through early morning lifts, late night practices, injuries, anything, just for this feeling of victory. And that's what the Utica Pioneers have obtained today.
Yeah, the championship trophy ceremony about to get underway. We're going to stay live for it and hope you guys can catch as much as you can with the camera. This team is ecstatic right now. I would be too. I'm happy for them. And in that second half, Justin, it really did seem like the Pioneers were kind of playing on their heels. They were a little defensive, and they weren't knocking down the same shots they were in the first half. And Poly was kind of in their groove. They found ways to knock down tough shots, and they were playing really tough defense. And it kind of seemed like the Pioneers were going to let it slip away from them just a little bit. But obviously, win by 13, put up 89 points. That's a recipe for success, and a back-to-back championship-winning team.
And they might have given up 76 points, but it sure didn't feel like it. It sure felt like their defense was harassing tonight. And on a team of an offensive caliber like the SUNY Poly Wildcats, they had a lead the entire time. And, they did end up fouling a little bit in that second half. They got a little too over-aggressive. But with a coach as good as they have, they were able to calm down and lock back in on the defensive end and get the stops when they needed to. Damian Call fouled out. You wonder, is that going to affect them? And it didn't. And they closed the game out perfectly well. And that's why they get to have another ceremony tonight. Ben Whitman being honored for the Sportsmanship Award. We'll find out who wins the MVP in just a couple moments. But Jeremy, also a bright future for this team. Dayon Thompson, just a junior. Liam Teague, just a junior. Kane and Isaiah Smith, freshmen. you are losing Damian Cole next year, but you do have a future for next year as well.
Yeah, I mean, the future is still bright here, almost as bright as the light we're using to line up our set. But, yeah, I mean, even after last year, you lose Justice Bentley, who was playing pro ball somewhere now, and you still find a way to come back and win another Empire 8 championship. Like you said, Dion Thompson is back. Liam Teague, a fantastic season for him off the bench. He is back. Jordan Kane and Isaiah Smith, in their freshman seasons, they completely balled out, and they are the future of this program, and I think it is a phenomenal honor for them.
And Damian Cole, the grad student, being honored here for the MVP, celebrating with his team. He's done it on both ends of the floor throughout the year, and especially in these playoffs. 7, 10, and 7 last game. Don't know the exact numbers. No, he was in double digits today, and he was doing it on the defensive end, playmaking, rebounding. That's the kind of player Damian Cole is. He's very versatile, and he can get it done on no matter what he needs to do, he will get it done.
Yeah, he was all over the court from tip-off to the final buzzer up until he fouled out. And at that point, I turned to you and said, Justin, this may get ugly. Dame fouled out. This may be where Poly makes their run. Obviously, didn't happen. But Damian Cole is such a huge part of this Pioneer team. He will forever go down in Pioneer history. Again, an 1,000-point scorer. He reached that honor this year, I believe, against Nazareth. And again, Damian Cole had a fantastic game again in double digits, like you mentioned. And from the tip, we saw him being completely laser focused. He was totally locked in, and he knew it was his last game potentially at Mega Court, his last game potentially in a Pioneer uniform. He wanted to go out on a high note, and that's exactly what he did, winning yet another Empire 8 championship.
Oh, 100%. And I mean, this is a team that is, they might have finished the job here in the Empire 8, but they know, a couple of days off and it's right back to work. They're going to the NCAA tournament where they look to keep on winning. They won 10 in a row, and they don't want to end there. As you see, taking a picture here with the ticket punched poster, because they will punch their way into the NCAA tournament, getting the automatic bid from winning the Empire 8 championship. But can't repeat it enough of how much of a great season it has been for them, and a well-deserving season to end in a ring.
Yeah, a bit of a deja vu moment for some of the guys on this roster last year. Coach Coffey as well. I mean, the herd loves him. He heard it all game long, how loud it was in here. And at the break, it really was one-sided. And for the most part, it's been one-sided all afternoon. The Pioneers and the herd and everyone with orange today is going home happy. And Justin, like you mentioned, Pioneers, yes, they want to feel good about this moment. They really want to ride high, but it's right back to work. You can celebrate this for a little while, but the ticket is punched into the NCAA tournament, and now they have a chance to go dancing.
Yeah, and you bring up Coach Sean Coffey, and this is something people don't see. The lineups have changed. The starting lineups have changed. You've seen Levi Spina, you've seen Liam Teague in the starting lineup. But at the end of the year, last game, especially in the championship game, he put out the best lineup. He tried lineups throughout the entire year, but at the end of the year, that lineup mattered most, and that lineup was perfect. Liam Teague coming off the bench, he mentioned it, how he was a starter at some point, moved to the bench, and just became a better player. Jordan Kane moved into the starting lineup, got his confidence up, and was just a pure bucket. Just putting the right pieces in the right places, and it worked out. And now it's party time for them.
Yeah, and I mean, we heard Liam T talk about it when we talked to him at halftime. He said, he was a starter a little bit last year. Coach Sean Coffey decided it was the best idea and the best thing for the team for him to come off the bench and be an instant offense guy. That's exactly what he was this whole postseason, and especially today. Liam Teague, a phenomenal game from him. We saw him, really ignite the Pioneers late in that first half with that dunk he had. That, I think, led them to the run they went on to close out that first half. And, you see it is pure pandemonium in the gym. Everyone on the SUNY Poly side has kind of gotten out of here. The royal blue and yellow is pretty much gone. And only that is left is navy blue and orange.
As the players will celebrate with their family, just a fantastic moment for them, fantastic moment for the program, and fantastic moment for the university. But this was a crosstown rivalry, and yes, yet again, JB picked the wrong side. JB 0-3 in these playoffs. You'll see that on Wednesday during the show. JB's record is just going down and down and down.
James Brown, I'm going to start calling him the basement, but that's because of what his record is now. I think he may be underneath 500. So far since we've been doing this, he is I think he's 0-3 as we're going to welcome in Damian Call onto the set. Dame, congratulations, man, on a MVP award and obviously another championship. So ending your last season here as a Pioneer, where are you right now emotionally?
I was just telling him, I can't even explain how happy I am, just everything we've been through the season and just stuff like that. Like, I can't even explain how happy I am, getting this win and just everything we faced during the season. I can't even explain how happy I am, honestly.
And what does that thing in your hand mean to you? Like, that's a big honor, and to go out and win yet again, what does this mean to you to take home an MVP award with it?
Yeah, it means a lot because it's my last year, grad year, so it's my last year. It means a lot, but my teammates helped me get it, put me in positions. Coach Coffey, Pretzel, Zoll, all of them, Coach Cooney, so they all put me in the position to be successful. So I mean, a lot of this credit goes to them as well. So at the end of the day, I just wanted to get the championship. That's really all.
Now, Dame, coming into a season where there was some doubt with the roster, obviously no Justice Brantley this year. Where do you think the haters are now? Where do you think all the doubt is now?
I don't know where they're at, but we just tend not to listen to them, just do our thing. We know Utica versus Poly, there was going to be a lot of stuff on social media just with the hype around, they got players from around here and it's 10 minutes away, so we just try to avoid that noise, like the crowd, like Poly had a big crowd. We just try to avoid that and just try to, the haters are going to hate, so it is what it is, but you just got to avoid them and just move on and, do the right thing.
And ticket punch now to the NCAA tournament. So how, as a player, how is it mentally to get a quick turnaround from here? Championship, all smiles, and then it's right back to work next week.
Right, so yeah, we'll definitely be on the road. So, I mean, that's a little different than playing in front of our home crowd like that. That's probably the most packed I've ever seen Utica. So it's a little different. I think just, we have some time to rest, get our bodies right, and then, we'll just see who we get Monday, see where we're going, and then just go from there, practice the whole week, get ready, and take it game by game.
Dame, a fantastic season for you personally, obviously capping off an MVP award, becoming another member of the Pioneer 1,000-point club. I mean, what does this grad season merely mean to you as it's all summed up now?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of what-ifs if I came back or didn't come back after last year. We won conference last year, and that was a high note. I didn't know if I wanted to come back for my Masters or not, so I think just ending on this with another conference championship and the player and all the personal stuff, I think just adds like the cherry on top, stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's just a surreal feeling to do it, with my family, in front of my family, and then my brothers on the court. So,
Dame, thanks so much, man. I think they're calling you for a picture. I don't want to leave you out. So thank you so much, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
The Empire 8 playoffs tournament MVP. That was Damian Call. And I like what he said there. He didn't know if he wanted to come back, and he came back and ended it on the highest note possible, going out with yet another championship. And I've mentioned this a couple of weeks now. For a WPNR interview, for a great interview, Dayon Thompson. And Dayon Thompson said, when I asked him, what are your expectations? And, you think the answer he's going to give you is win the Empire 8 championship, but he wanted to go to the Elite 8 of the NCAAs. And, that's just one step. This is just one step to getting at least the Elite 8. And, this team has high expectations for themselves, and well so. A good reason why they have high expectations. They're a deep squad, and they're going to go on and keep fighting next week.
Yeah, on the pregame show, Justin, we all talked about the kind of the two different play styles and coaching styles of these two teams, that being Poly and Utica. Poly being a team who doesn't use their bench very much. They go through their main guys. They really keep their starters out there for the entire game. The Pioneers, they don't do that. They're the complete opposite. Coach Sean Coffey really has an emphasis on his bench unit. Guys like Liam Teague, who came in and had a huge impact. Isaiah Smith, another guy who really played well on the defensive side of the ball today. And of course, he has his big three in Foley, Thompson, and Damian Call. But I think a lot of everything that is really put into this program comes from Coach Sean Coffey. And obviously we're not on the roster, we don't know as much, but from watching this team over the past couple weeks, pretty close since we've been doing this show, I mean, it really seems like these guys will put their lives on the line for Coach Coffey. And when you have a program with the mentality like that, where you will do anything and everything for your head coach, that can really take you as far as you possibly can go.
Oh, 100%. And, just another... To add on to that, you see at the end of the game where you knew it was over, Coach Sean Coffey's walking down the line and every player's giving him hugs and just the smiles, ear to ear, just a huge grin. A championship feeling, there's no other feeling like a championship feeling. But, the thing I want to bring up too is, these two student sections, I could see this becoming now a rivalry. This is going to become a deep rivalry for the years to come. And here we come. We have more champions: Dayon Thompson, Liam Teague, joining us. Congratulations. With the nice big trophy on the lap. But Dayon, I'll start with you. So Dayon, before the season, I met up with you in the WPNR studio, and I asked you what were your expectations, and you went straight. You jumped the gun, and you didn't say Empire 8 Championship. You said you wanted to make a run in the NCAA tournament, and now you have your opportunity to do so. So what does the Empire 8 Championship mean for you when you had these high expectations?
At the end of the day, man, it still means a lot. Like, at the end of the day, this is still a hard war that we have to fight through the whole year. We didn't have the hottest starts of conference. We lost a few, and we just stayed level-headed, just always trusted what we knew, and we ended up getting it done. So it really does mean a lot.
You guys finishing the year now on a 10-game winning streak. The only loss that is in recent memory is the loss that SUNY Poly handed you guys on your own floor in January. I mean, what did that really mean to you? Obviously, new to the team, new to the conference, a big rival as well. What did that loss kind of mean to you guys, and how did that resonate with the team going forward, obviously winning 10 in a row?
That loss, oh, go ahead, you got it.
I think that was a big wake-up call for us. They came out and kind of just kicked our ass. So we just had to get back to work after that, and that really ignited the fire for us to go on the win streak after that.
When you guys, you accumulate all the memories of before the season and during the season, as you said, a couple of ups and downs, what is what does this feeling mean? Obviously, I mean, it's big, but it's bigger than a championship, right? A lot of guys, this could have been their last game. So what does it mean to win and just, move on and punch your ticket to keep playing?
That's what we do it for at the end of the day. Us young guys, we do it for the guys who's run out of time, We didn't want this to be their last game. We don't want any game to be their last game, to be honest. So we really just do this for them. There's a lot of love for those guys. It's a real true brother, friendship. So we just didn't want that to be our last game, and that was the mentality coming into today.
Now, I asked Dame, again, there were some doubts coming to the season. No Justice Brantley, kind of where would this team be without him? Obviously, Dayon, you a big part of this team. Liam, you mentioned your new role on the team as well. I mean, how do you kind of keep the doubt quiet? And as juniors on the team come back for another season, where do you guys see yourself going next year in the future?
We see same goal, win it again, make another run in the tournament. And losing guys, for us, it's always just been next guy up. We've always been ready, and keep that mentality rolling for these younger guys.
And pre-game intros, national anthem. You see two huge student sections. They're going at it. You guys, emotions are filing in. Just before the game, what's going through your mind, and how is it feeling? Just you're getting booed, but you're also getting cheered on your own court. This crosstown rivalry lived up to the expectation. What was going through your guys as players?
Yeah. So at the end of the day, we know that it's us and them, and that's it between those lines on the court. And of course, it was ridiculous tonight. It was ridiculous, but we just, we set the message that we just had to stay locked in. It's about us, not about anyone else. Try to block out the noise outside and just, stay locked in.
Now, again, last thing, as juniors on the team come back for a senior season, I'm assuming you guys aren't done yet, going for a three-peat next year.
Oh, no way. We're definitely going for that three-peat, 100%.
Again, congrats, guys. Thank you so much, and go celebrate your team. Again, congrats,
Thank you guys so much.
See you guys.
Good stuff, man. Have a good game.
Thank you.
Have a year.
Congrats. Congratulations. Two more stars there joining us, but job's finished, but more to come for them, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. You heard them there. Obviously, juniors on the team come back next year for a senior season. They're honestly not even looking to that right now. Obviously, going into the NCAA tournament in, I believe, a week. And you mentioned Dayon's big goal of getting to that Elite Eight in the tournament. I mean, if they play like they did, if they play like they played today, who says they can't win the whole thing?
Yeah, and just the mindset of this team for, you're going up in 19 against a team of the caliber like Poly, and, Poly starts getting in a little run, their fans start getting into it, but they responded perfectly well, and that's what having a good coach does for you. Yeah,
and I like when you asked them, I mean, you're on your home court, you're getting booed and you're getting cheered at the same time, where are you kind of at mentally? And I really love what Dayon said, and he was like, it's just us and them. It's in between the lines. And you talk about leadership before the game, and Dayon obviously one of the biggest, if not the biggest leader on this Pioneer roster, and he's here to stay at least for one more year. I think he really has still a lot left in the tank for next season, and I think we're going to see him take an even bigger leap next year.
Yeah, and you know, other seniors like Neruda, you know, maybe guys that don't play as much. But I like what he said. You know, this team's deep and this team wants to be here. And you know, just guys like Neruda going in, you know, getting a standing ovation because of how much like they mean to this university and they mean to this team. I'm not sure if we're gonna get any others.
We got one or two more guys coming. They're actually cutting down the nets right now. I mean, this is a sight I never thought I'd get to see in person, Justin. I mean, obviously going to a D3 school, I didn't realize they had NCAA tournaments like this. And again, going into this year, there's some doubt about the team and how deep they were and how good this team really was. Obviously, silencing all the doubt, silencing all the hate by winning the Empire 8 Conference Championship, getting to cut down the nets for a second season in a row, getting to see this in person really is something that you can't really put it into words. Being a fan, being someone who goes to the school, this is an outstanding moment, and honestly, this is something I'm always going to remember. As corny as that may sound, this is something that I think will resonate with me, and really I will keep with me for the remainder of my broadcasting, TV, and sports career.
Yeah, and you know, they use the word goosebumps when you see something like that, but literal goosebumps. I mean, when I saw them jumping up and down and celebrating, you know, just knowing, you know, it's over. Like what everything you've done and everything you've worked for is now here. You know, it is a goosebumps fulfilled feeling. And as you said, the cutting the nets, that's a big deal. You know, that is something that we will and they will remember. It's an honor to, you know, cover a game like this with such high values and high, you know, such a deep capacity. Everybody here, everybody waiting for this game. And by any means, Utica did not have no free path to get here. You know, as they said, lost to a team like Geneseo, who they are much better than. You know, lost to Poly at home. And as Liam said, kicking the butt. And then winning 10 in a row and winning yourself the championship. It's a good feeling. And you know, now I think Monday is the selection show. They get to find out where they're going, who they're playing, and you know, get to take the court again. As Damien said, they'll get to rest their bodies, and it's right back out there Saturday.
Yeah, and that loss the first time out against Poly on their home court, it really did feel like that was kind of like a reset button for the season. Obviously finishing off winning 10 in a row, winning the championship, but that was a game where it just didn't really feel like the Pioneer basketball team we have come to know and support on a weekly basis, Justin. And with Liam really confirming that for us, telling me that was kind of a wake-up call for them, and it really moved them into the back half of the season. They rattled off win after win, going into tough environments, taking down tough teams in tough positions, and battling back. They were down big again. I know I keep saying it, but against Nazareth a couple weeks ago, they were down huge at halftime at home. Found a way to just claw themselves and win that game in overtime. And it really wasn't the main guys on the team. It wasn't, you know, the 1A or the 1B guys. It was Devin Flynn. It was Iggy Zebo who really kept him in the game. And I think it really identifies this team as it's not one or two guys. It's really a whole team. And as we welcome in our lovely host,
another losing day.
Another losing day. Yeah. He said, "Oh, hey Jack, nice to see you, winner." JB said he's promising the fans at home, he's promising everyone who's watching that he's gonna win. That, you know, his pick's gonna be right. As we have two guys walking in now, I'm sure they would love to hear.
Here we go. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry I did pick Poly before this, so yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Hey, but listen,
he had to keep it going.
Listen, I picked I'm the jinx, so I picked every other team for you guys that ended up working out.
You picked Houghton?
Yeah, I'm the jinx. I'm the jinx.
Come on, bro. That's the problem. Hey, I'll take it. You the jinx, you good luck. That's what's up.
Exactly. How you guys feel about the win? You played a great game, man.
Appreciate you.
Feel great, because, I mean, me in high school, I never won those sectionals. It's nothing like this, so this is different.
You're not used to this. You're not used to this.
And I got to tell you, Isaiah, that was... I almost threw my headset when you hit that buzzer beater at the end of the first half. I almost lost my mind. That was an incredible shot. Talk me through that play.
I mean, I got the rebound. You got Dayon on the left side half court screaming, "Give me the ball." I seen there was like 5 seconds, and I was just like, it's time to go. Made the layup. Just energy. So it was great, realistically.
Listen, both of you being freshmen on this team, coming into a winning culture. Obviously, the team won last season. What does it mean now? You guys are now part of the team. Your freshman year, not only winning the Empire 8 Conference, but getting to play in an NCAA tournament in just about a week's time.
It's amazing. Like, there's a standard here. Like, when you come, it's like, it feels crazy. Like, when we got here, we had 6 a.m. boot camps. We had track days. Like, but like, now that you look at it now, it was all for a purpose. Like, there's a standard. Like, and it's either you gotta adjust very quickly. Like, if you're not used to working that hard, you gotta adjust very quickly, and it's obviously works. So it's amazing. It's amazing culture, amazing coaches. It's just a great program, a winning program, as you can see today. But
3 more.
You already know.
more
You're going to see us a lot more, though. You're going to see us a lot more.
I mean, guys, when we watch you guys out there, if we didn't know who you guys were, we wouldn't guess you guys are freshmen. Just the confidence you guys play with, the poise you guys play with. So what leads to that? Like, how do you guys, I know before you said how coach installed confidence in you guys, but just as freshmen coming into a championship game, and you said you never even played in a sectionals, or you never won a sectionals, and now you guys come in and you guys take a championship and you play big roles.
When you go against 3-4 all-conference players every practice, it's either you get killed or you get better. So we just ended up getting better. So shout out to Dame, Hagen, and Day. They used to be getting us at the beginning. Then we just started holding our own, and now we compete. Figured it out.
I got one more question for you, Jordan. You started the game incredible. 2 steals off the rip, a couple 3-pointers, went 4 for 5 from 3. Like, what was your mentality just started the game? As a freshman, you look like a veteran out there.
My mentality is just play. It's not hard to play off. Like I said, I usually get the 3rd best defender, the 3rd or 4th best defender, because you got to remember I got Dame, Hagen, and Day out there with me. Team usually doesn't have 3-4 good defenders, so they make my life easy. I just play off them. They get me open. My job is easy, just knock down open shots. So, like I said, it's really thanks to them.
And one more thing, when the buzzer hits and now you guys have a piece of the net history in your guys' hands, like what does that mean for you guys?
This is crazy. It's a different feeling.
Surreal,
I'm really not used to it. This is different.
Surreal, man. Surreal.
3 more years, as you guys said. We expect to see a lot from you guys.
I don't see a senior like this.
Good work. Thank you guys.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Congrats on the win, man. Thank you. Thanks, man.
Good stuff, bro. Congratulations. Good job, man. Congrats.
I saw you guys had Dayon and Teague down here. How was that? That was cool.
We talked to Dame. We talked to Dayon and Teague. I mean, 3 stand-up guys. I mean, they're great to talk to. Dame was here for, maybe 5 minutes talking, and every answer he gave was very in-depth, very, very specific. And he mentioned how last year he didn't know if he was going to come back. He was thinking about going on a high note, winning last year, and not coming back for his grad year, going to grad school. I think he's in now. And obviously, we think he made the right choice. I talked to him about being part of the 1,000-point club here at Utica. I mean, he said it's a surreal season, capped off in a surreal way with a great team. And he talked about, there being some doubt in the beginning of the year without guys like Justice Brantley and him having to really step up. And he loved the challenge. And I think this team they're not done yet. As everyone has said, they're not done yet. They know what else they can do.
Absolutely. Now joining us, Hagen Foley. Man, awesome to have you here. Here, I'm going to just give you this mic. I'm going to let these guys ask you some questions.
Perfect.
Listen, going into the playoffs, coming in a little banged up, a little injured with that left shoulder injury, how did you battle through that? And obviously we saw the tape on it in the past couple games. How did you battle through that and keep the confidence, not only in yourself, but have your teammates keep confidence in you? Be like, hey guys, listen, I'm open. Give me the ball. It's going in.
Well, thanks to Dawn, she helped me a lot. She got my shoulder feeling just enough where I felt like I could play through it. And all my teammates were telling me just go play your game, whatever you're comfortable with. Helped a lot.
Transferring in here, winning championships right away, how are you able to contribute to such a winning culture?
Well, so I left a program in Albany, and I knew of Coach from when I came out of high school. I knew of him, and when I reached out to him, he let me come back here, and he told me we were going to win, and that's what we've done.
Yeah, and buzzer hits, and now you have a piece of net. History with you. What is going through your mind? How does that feel for you?
It's probably the best feeling ever that I've felt. It's so much fun.
Hagen, coming to the season, I've asked everyone that's come to talk to us. I'm going to ask you as well. Coming to the year, there were some doubts about the team. No Justice Brantley, he was a big key part. How did you guys continue to have that winning mentality, the winning culture? Even without him, we're still good enough. We're still the best team in this conference.
Well, Justice was amazing, obviously, and we knew people had to step up. And honestly, every single person on our team can go score, can play defense. So everyone together in practice, pushing each other, we made each other dramatically better. I don't know that word.
I know what you're saying. Don't worry about it.
Better throughout the year.
Yeah. I also got a question for you too, Hagen. One more. So last season you had a 58% three-point percentage. That's second all-time in the whole program's history. Insane. And then over the last couple of games, I've noticed your game isn't as much drawn towards the three-point shot. You've been working in the post. You get a lot of those step-through, great footwork. Talk to me about like how your game has changed so much.
So I realized that shooting that percentage, teams are going to close out on me a lot harder. So I worked on a lot of different parts of my game to try to like make it so they can't play me that close at three-point line. I think it's helped me a little bit.
Absolutely has, man. You're a great player, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Congrats, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
What's your name?
I'm Justin.
Justin?
JB.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, man.
Good luck in NCAA.
Jack, Jeremy. Thank you.
Yeah, good luck in the NCAAs, man. Thank you.
I mean, it's surreal. I was talking to No Time before you guys walked over. Like, this is obviously something that the players are going to remember forever. But being here watching this game, when we get a chance, I want to get both of your inputs about where you guys were for the game.
Yeah.
But this is a surreal moment that I know I'm never going to forget.
There we go. We got Ben Whitman now joining us, Sportsman of the Year, man. How you feeling? Initial feelings, how you feeling, man?
It just feels great. I mean, being back in the same position, but still getting the job done with my guys, so it means a lot.
And what is being able to have a piece of net in your hand and wearing an Empire 8 champion shirt and, you know, buzzer beater ticks and, you know, you just repeated again another championship. What does that mean, like all the hard work paying off?
Yeah, it just means everything. All the boot camps, all the track days back in the preseason, and just to get the job done again. I mean, pretty insane that we held it back at the home court and we just defended it.
I mean, Sportsman of the Year is kind of like a special award. What is that kind of role that you're playing in the team? What does that mean to you, and like, what do you think your role is on the team?
Just always being there for my guys, and when my number gets called, just got to put out, and I feel like that's what I did tonight.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about your performance today. 5 points, and you had a beautiful layup at the end of the game, backdoor layup as well. You played like your highest minutes, I want to say, all season due to the Damian being in foul trouble. Talk to me about what it was. Like, you had to step up, and you totally did.
Yeah, I don't know, the game just kind of comes to you, and I just learn from Damian every day playing defense, so just got to keep that going.
Now, Ben, what was it like playing in this environment? You have people both cheering and booing you, and it's such a hostile environment. One crowd's yelling good things, one crowd's yelling bad things. How did you guys keep that mentality to be like, no, just stay with us and find a way to win?
Yeah, once you step between those lines, it's just you and your guys, and we kept saying it's only us, but that had to have been the craziest environment I've ever played in, so that was a really special moment for sure.
I mean, what was it like hearing that crowd? Like, you're at your home court, and when you're walking out doing your player intros, you're hearing boos behind you. What was that like?
You just kind of block it out, but at first, I mean, a little startling, but like I said, it's just me and my guys out there, so I love them.
And, you know, we've asked everybody this, but, you know, job finished here, but more basketball to be played. What's the turnaround like? You know, a couple days of enjoying the victory, but then again, Monday you find out who you're going out to play against on, I want to say Friday. How's that feel?
Yeah, just celebrate while we can, but we know that we got to lock in, find our opponent, and just do what we do. And it's March Madness, so gotta love it.
Let's go. It's awesome. I know you got a lot of celebrating to do. I appreciate your time, man. Thank you for coming on the show.
Have a good one. Thank you.
So, JB, I mean, obviously you were the play-by-play guy for this game. Pretty much the whole season you're the play-by-play man for this team. Run me through, like, what you saw during this game. Run me through everything that you saw as through the eyes of the play-by-play guy.
Well, I'll start with this game alone. This was, I would say that first half of basketball was the best basketball I've ever seen this team play in my 4 years here. 56 points. You saw the shooting from everybody. There was 4 different people with double-digit points at halftime. That's insane. When you look at this team as a whole, looking at their season, if you look at the stat sheets, always one guy has a big game. Last game it was Teague, and then even Flynn as well. A couple games ago, Jordan King. A couple games ago, Isaiah Smith. It's always a different guy that pops up on the stat sheet, but that first half, it was everybody. And the second half, they saw some trouble. You know, Damian Call being in foul trouble really hurt them on the defensive side of things, but they never let the league get cut down to lower than 8. And Sean Coffey's just such an incredible coach. I got to give him so much credit. One of the best coaches, if not the best coach in this conference, and even in the nation as well. And from what I've seen of this team as a whole, this is probably the most together group that I think I've ever watched. You know, even my freshman year watching guys like Kobe Lovekin, a couple years ago even watching Justice Brantley, a lot of other guys that have came through, Kamidrick Murphy, a lot of other guys that came through the program. I've never seen a team that's this close. You got freshmen starting, you got freshmen coming off the bench. That stuff didn't happen a couple years ago. You've got guys checking out, smiles on their face, everybody's happy, having fun. The bench blows up. I've never seen a bench reaction situation like that buzzer beater that Isaiah had. The bench exploded. This is a team that's came together so well, and I said on the broadcast, I think they're going to make a really deep run in the NCAA tournament. They're really together, and they're just a really great team and very deep team.
And it's really interesting when you say like how together and like well meshed this team is, because you were talking, Jeremy, like this is not a team that had a whole lot of expectations, obviously, coming off of an Empire 8 championship. For some reason, obviously, they lost their big guys, and they were thinking this is not going to be a good year. Maybe it'll be a down year. Maybe not a terrible team, but not as high praise as was expected. But still able to come by and get another Empire 8 championship, and then high praise from our very own James Brown, saying kind of this is a really good team that meshes really well together. It's really interesting and really a testament to what Coach Coffey's able to do with what he's given.
Yeah, again, I think that speaks volumes to the type of coach and the type of person Coach Sean Coffey really is. I mean, I think we were talking before these guys got here. Before the final buzzer sounded, as he's walking over now, I mean, everyone giving Coach Coffey a big hug and just embracing him. I think it's a fantastic thing to see.
Yeah, Coach, thank you so much. Yeah, we're in the middle of calling you the best coach in this conference and even in the nation. Coach, just talk me through what it's like this win. It's just an incredible win.
It's going to sink in, in a little bit, but, I think we were 7-6 at one point, and we didn't think we'd be here, to be honest. So to be able to even, I think it was 13 of our last 14 before today, and to get the 2 seed and then have some stuff happen where we're hosting this, just an incredibly resilient group, and just super proud of them. I mean, they could have just thought I was nuts and not listening to me when we were, 13 games in, but, they stuck with it, and, there's always been a players program. I let them play as long as they guard somebody a little bit, and then just go be talented. So, I think they're just great kids, and they stuck with everything we were talking about. It's all them. They did this. So.
Now, Coach, you mentioned being 7-6 at one point, not knowing or not thinking you'd get to this point in the season, obviously winning the Empire 8. After last season, obviously you lose a guy as crucial as Justice Brantley, and there was some doubt going into the year, how good this team was really going to be. How did you kind of build the mindset with the whole roster? Like, we are good enough. Like, we're a family. We're more than a team. Like, we can go and run the table.
Yeah, I mean, Justice was huge. He played his first pro game last night, actually, for the Albany Patroons, so pretty cool for Utica basketball. Luke Borgault, he was a big, strong defender, can make shots. Griffin goes down on Halloween weekend during practice right there, which was gruesome, and it's like, this is going to be hard. Like, we're losing some very good, older, strong players. We knew it was going to be harder. Last year was like more of like a pressure to win every game. Like, every game was like, can't lose, can't have a bad day. This was more like, we got to keep learning and growing. We're just not there. Where the table was kind of set last year, and it's going to be a process, and we got to be the scariest team to face in the playoffs. That has been the mantra for the last 5-6 weeks. It's like, we have to be playing our best basketball at the right time, and they completely bought into it, and they did it. Again, it's the players.
Well, I talked to you after the first half. I kind of talking about this game specifically. You had a pretty good run after the first couple minutes to get a good lead, and you talked about kind of just not even thinking about that and just going and playing the second half, and you did that. What was kind of like what were you telling the guys? Is that exactly what you were telling them? Like, what was the message to your guys?
Yeah, it's got to be 0-0. I know it's very cliche, but in our heads, we were up 18-19, something like that. We've had those losses this year. We were up 18 with 13 to go, and that one, still haunts us a little bit. So we've been in this position and with even more time, and knowing that they're going to make a run. They're going to come at us. They're going to be trapping and putting their best foot forward. They got a bunch of seniors over there in their last game, potentially. So we knew it was coming, and it's just being strong, making good decisions. There's a few decisions we didn't make that were very sound, finishing around the rim, some crazy stuff that we did. A little uncharacteristic, I think the moment got to some guys at times, but just doing enough to kind of fight through that, and just coming up with a big bucket or two here and there to kind of, keep that at arm's length, down the stretch.
Well, you see a couple, obviously the big three of Dayon, Hagan, and Damian Call staying put, but you see a couple of new additions to the starting lineups throughout the year. How easy is it to put the five you want out there when everybody wants to be here?
So you're trying to get to, like, just sharing minutes, or
like just like in general, like how easy is it to put out a five when you have such a deep team?
It's not. Be honest, it's like we could go a lot of different ways, to be honest, and that's been our strength in the past. That is our depth. And this year we felt like we didn't have the same depth. And again, these freshmen that are playing a bunch, one's starting now, like they had to grow into those roles. They were not in the first semester. They weren't ready for that. So again, it's a long season, and yeah, I mean, we have a lot of ways that we can play and beat people, and but it's been very focused around those three guys to score the ball. But then you see Liam Teague has a huge tournament. Devin Flynn, a guy that did not play high school basketball, if you believe that or not. He was a football kid that just became a basketball player, through years of just doing it and find the feel as a player. And Ben Whitman comes in. So there's so many guys that we get. Ryan McCardle's making huge shots down the stretch of the season, regular season. So to get these contributions from those guys outside of those three, it can be really hard to figure out who should be out there. A lot of it's defensive driven, to be honest, but who can guard who. And but yeah, again, that's been our strength, but that it does make it challenging, like from a coaching standpoint. It's like, what's the right fit right now? So this is our 5 or 6, and that's where we're rolling with,
Yeah, I know you want to get to celebrate. I just want to ask you 4 more questions. One thing about those freshmen, you guys started 1-3 in conference play. Even spring break, a lot of fans weren't here, winter break, fans weren't here and stuff like that. But those 2 freshmen really filled into their own. Talk about their role that they play on this team.
I mean, they're energy guys. I mean, they're dogs on the ball. They get after it defensively. They got tons of confidence. I mean, Jordan's drinking a McDonald's smoothie on the bench, and he's eating a goddamn I don't know if I can say that, McDonald's biscuit during shoot around today. He just goes over and in between threes eating a biscuit over there for McDonald's. I've never seen that. He's a freshman, so it's like, all right, we'll talk about it another time, maybe not today, but just there's sometimes these kids are young, they don't understand how big the moment is, and it's almost like they're too young and dumb to understand, to be affected by it. So, and he's kind of one of them, and he's just hooping, and so we knew that from him, recruiting him really hard, really good high school player. And then Isaiah is he's just a physical freak. He hurts someone every day in practice. He's just a bowling ball to the rim, and no one wants to guard him. So, but they bring so much, and there's a handful of other freshmen over there that, the future's very bright, that they'll have their shine soon, and we're really excited about their future as well.
Coach, thank you so much for your time, and again, thank you for allowing us to do this, because without you, we don't have this show.
I want to say, you guys, this has been awesome. Anything you want to do with this stuff, please. More of this stuff, the better. I really do appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you so much. Congratulations on the win. Good luck going forward. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great guy.
That was awesome. He's the man.
I mean, you have a guy like that at the helm, this program is going to continue to be successful for a long, long time. And I mean, when I first came here, I know there was some. What's the word? I guess you could say some trouble with, between the media and the basketball team after some things were said on a call. Since we've started talking to Coach Sean Coffey, he's been nothing but great to us, and
money guy.
He's been allowing us to do things like this.
Yeah,
Without this, we just come to the games we watch. I mean, this is. I feel like we're on ESPN or the SEC network, and we're talking about the bracket for the national championship. This is awesome, and to be alongside you three doing this is a dream come true. To be honest
it's been a great time.
It is,
and he will have his team ready to go next week, even though we probably won't be there because it won't be here.
Never know.
Figure it out. We might have to find a way to pack a bag and get going there.
Nico Glitter said last year it was right by his home. So if it's right by Nico's home,
if it's right by Nico Glitter's home,
we're going.
Staying with Nico, baby.
Mr. and Mrs. Leonard, if you're watching.